Hello, my name's Andy, one of the careers consultants in the Careers and Placements team. I'm just here to introduce this series of videos that we've put together to help you with creating your CV and cover letter for job applications. This first video will cover the general format and key principles to help you build a successful CV. First of all, let's take a look at the key principles. The important thing to remember with your CV and cover letter is that you're looking to use it to apply for a certain job. So the employer will have told you what the job is, what it involves, and what sort of skills and experiences they will be looking for from the successful applicant. Therefore, it is your job to make sure that you are tailoring your CV and cover letter to each role that you apply to, making sure that you cover what you can offer in relation to the skills and experiences that that job is looking for. Whilst it might be helpful to look at some CV examples and templates to create your own, we wouldn't advise using a template directly and simply editing this. First of all, this means you are limited to only using that exact template format, and you might want to make some changes to your own document. But secondly, it will also often cause problems with what we call applicant tracking systems, which are the systems that companies use to do a first sift of CVs. And if you've used a template, the formatting of this can be very problematic for a company to pick up. Remember, your CV is an ever-changing document, which can be updated when you gain new skills or experiences. And you should always think about how you tailor your CV to the particular application that you're making, the particular company, and the particular job and the requirements of this. So make sure to research the company, the job application, the advert, the job description and specification, all of this information to make sure that you match up the skills and experiences that you put on your CV with what is required from the job. Now let's move on to the format. There is no hard and fast rules about how long your CV has to be, but generally speaking, 2 sides of A4 is about right. You may sometimes be asked specifically to provide a CV that is no longer than 1 page or 2 pages, so it's important to read exactly the requirements of the application and make sure you match this. Some organisations or industries may have a preference for just a 1-page CV, such as banking and finance. However, it's also worth bearing in mind for more academic-based CVs, such as for research positions or postgraduate study. These may be extra long, including things like publications and research papers to be included as well. The main thing to remember is whether you have 1 page or 2 pages or even 3 pages sometimes, is to make sure you fill the full space of those pages. As I said, generally speaking, 2 pages is the best template to go with. Use a standard font such as Arial or Verdana. For the main text, you will be looking at around size 11 or possibly 12. It could be size 10 if space is extremely tight on the page. It's also a good idea to make your headings either bold or a slightly bigger font, or use both. It's important to check, double check and triple check the CV for spelling and grammar and punctuation issues. Make sure everything is 100% accurate, and make sure the settings on your computer are set to UK English and not US English on the dictionary. Some other things to consider are making sure that you use bullet points throughout the CV to help the document be concise and easy to read. And in terms of the margins, try to use standard margin sizes about 1.27 centimeters. The title of the CV should be simply your name and CV. For example, Joe Bloggs CV. It's vital to make sure the same format is followed throughout the CV. For example, if you have headings in bold and underlined at the top of the page, make sure this is the same for each of your headings throughout the document. In terms of using AI, you might find it useful for certain prompts or for certain idea generation. However, it's always important for the CV to find your own voice, and we'll be talking more about this in later videos.